Alright, so I've got this dash panel from OE Panels, and I got it directly off of their website, and I have a aux beam control panel on my dash, and this panel right now I just have it double-sided onto my dash, but this panel will replace that, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that done today. But I'm just kind of looking to see what comes in the box. It looks like those two panel and nothing else in the box, so no hardware, no screws or anything like that. So I'm assuming they want you to use what's provided with the control panel with the aux beam one. So first things first, I'm gonna get the original one removed, and then I can already tell those clips will have to get transferred into these, so it goes into the place. And then I'm gonna have to find my aux beam box where I have all of the hardware and screws still in the box, so I can transfer them into this one, get it all set up, and then mount it on the dash again. Yeah, on a freeway I got hit pretty bad with a big old rock. It was, my dash camera caught it all. I know where it came from, and it was a city car, but they're not gonna do jack shit about it even if I try to reach out. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the one that's on the dash removed and replace it with this. Alright, so right now this plate already comes with the aux beam switch panel, and all I've done is double side both sides, put it on here. It's on there pretty sturdy, but when I take that off, obviously I hate the way it looks. So I'll take that off, and then this panel comes straight out. We'll have to transfer all these keys into the new one and place it in. And like I said, there's a couple clips on that one, and the clips needs to be replaced as well. Should be an easy job, and we'll get it done in no time. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this double-sided tape, and the plate's just double-sided on there and onto the panel itself. So this is going to be a challenge to take that off. Oh man. Yeah, I might have to hit it with some rubbing alcohol or of some sort, but let's take the panel off first. And it just literally slides out, and I just put my fingers through here, try to slide it out, and it should come right out. And then you're gonna disconnect a few connectors that are in there, just like your regular connectors. This one, and it's just these two right here. One of them's for the dimming, the other one's for the mirror control. Alright, and then these should slide outwards with no problem, and then all of these clips will have to get transferred onto the new one. Before I do that, I'm gonna take this plate off camera. Oh man, I'll have to take that off first. It's on there really good, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I've got both of the panels here. I'm going to start transferring parts from this panel onto the OE panel that we just got. And then to do that, well, you can use a flathead screwdriver, but I'm using the pick, and there's a little they're held on by these clips, just clipped on. So you just undo on both sides and then push it in, and it comes out of this way, and then it goes directly into your other one. So I can tell it was pretty nice and sturdy in there. It's a little wiggly in here. That's not gonna be a problem though. It is if these start doing that. So, and then on this one, same thing right over here. Just kind of push it in and pull it outwards. It's one side, and then it comes right out, and transfer that onto this guy and let's see how that fits in. Okay, that's a little snug. That's a lot better than this. Yeah, that's snug and nice. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Again, these are on the sides. I'm gonna push it down while I'm pulling in on the tabs, and it goes out. And let's push it in here. Let's see how that fits. I can tell that's already pretty tight. So man, that's not budging at all. Okay, there's a defect on this one of some sort. I might have to trim in. I don't want to trim it, I want to just force it in if I could. So I might have to trim a little bit down here because this thing is not going in. Thought it'd be easier than having to do all of that. I mean, it is easy. I'll just have to put a Dremel to it, but I want to force it in if I could because I don't want that wiggly. All right, there you go. There you go. Okay, that actually went in pretty good. I didn't have to trim anything. All right. It just sucks that all that was there. Okay, now, why is there one extra one on here? I'm gonna have to transfer both of these one further. And then I'll have my heated steering wheel there, then that's not gonna be a problem, which I have that coming. Should be here pretty soon. And then I'll just have the heated steering wheel be right here. The other torque factor. Okay, this is not sitting pretty well. You can kind of see it's not flush. Okay, so I just pushed it in, but it keeps coming out like that, so it's not flush with it. And that's the window switch, but that's going to be alright though. Alright, so the next part is to transfer these yellow clips. And I'll do that with this pick as well. You just undo on both sides. And it should come right out just like so. And transfer that onto the new one. Just take your time with these. I do have a couple extra ones if I do break them, but if you take your time, you're not going to break any of these. See how I'm doing is loosen up one end and kind of holding it with my finger, and then I go on the other end and just slightly taking it out. And this is what holds them right here in the middle part, and that goes into these little holes that holds them in place. All right. We got two left. Alright, so then we don't need the OEM part anymore. There's that. And now we are done. So the one thing I need to figure out is if I need this plate at all. I might need it actually because the aux beam might be going in this and then this goes in here, but we'll figure that out after we trim the dash a little bit because we do have to do that. So we'll go do that now and then come back. Alright, I couldn't find my cordless Dremel. I have this tool shop that I put kind of like a cutoff wheel on there, and we're gonna have to go after this piece right here, and all that piece will need to come off. So you can't take this off and then cut it. instead of cutting it in the vehicle, and that requires just pulling this panel out as well, and then this comes right out. I feel like that'll be easier. However, I'm going to do it in the vehicle and just kind of go around this and cut all that off. The reason we need to do that is because the OEM panel that they sent me, the aftermarket one, has a flat surface and it'll sit against this. If you don't, then you'll have that much of a gap between the panel and your dash. And if you don't do that, you'll have that gap. And the factory one sits right on top of this, so it goes in here nice and flush and sits on top of it. But since they have that little cutout here for your aux beam switch, and that's why they needed to have a flat surface where this one sits in it, because you got that big of a kind of a cutoff that goes inside, so it sits against this. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this off, and this is got different settings. I don't know. Okay, so that'll be enough hopefully for us, because I don't want to go too high on this thing, because if I do end up going too high, which my settings are right here, I might have a wheel flying everywhere. So I have my safety glasses on. Actually, these are a little fogged up. I'm gonna go get different ones. Alright, so I've got my safety glasses on and I'm ready to get this cut. I honestly should have taken this off and then cut it, but I just don't want to go through that whole hassle. So I'm just gonna go right at it here quick. So that kind of melted it, not only to take it off, and then I'll take these pieces off and I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. Okay, so it's nice and smooth now. I'm gonna go get the panel, do a test fit and make sure it fits, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna do a test fit quick and see if everything fits. So there's that little groove there. I don't think that's gonna be a problem because we do have some space in here that can sit on. Alright, so it's kind of, the color's off, but that'll do, and it looks like it's sitting pretty snug and pretty well. Everything lines up. Let me zoom out a little bit. There you go. Yes, you can see it's a different color. If you wanted to, you can spray it black or so it matches, but I'll leave it the way it is. Seems like everything's working good. So now what I'll need to do is take it back off and see how this mounts to it. I'm assuming it'll just kind of go into use some of the screws that came with the aux beam switch. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that quick. But I'll take this back off, and God, I hate that it's a different color. It really bugs me. But anyway, I didn't see this, but they have their logo on here too. All right. Okay, so we got the panel test fitted and it looks like it fits pretty good. I'm not going to be needing this because this is for the 6-channel panel, and I have the 8-channel or 8 channels. So let's feed this through. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's a nice tight fit actually. You might not even need to have to bolt it in. Yeah, that's not gonna go anywhere, but I'll do it anyway. Wow, that's actually pretty neat. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I found these screws that came with the aux beam panel itself. I did find them in my box. There's a total of 4 of them. It looks like they all, actually no, there's 2 of different sizes. But we'll see which ones they are, whichever one fit. And here, those are the ones that I'm going to be using. So, but let me go find a screwdriver quick. I did find those in here. I don't see anything else, any other screws that are same as any of these. You would think you pay that much for these panels, they provide you with a couple of freaking screws. Okay, let me go find a screwdriver. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and assume and say the bigger ones are the ones that I need. The other ones are not going to fit, although they're the same diameter. They look like they are the same, but slightly different. Let's just use the bigger ones on here. Let's see. Okay, well that went in like butter. Okay, that's tight enough. And then I think I'll put the other one on the opposite side, so at least one is catching on each side. Okay, there you go. Okay, that's good enough. 2 screws are good enough. That's not going any frickin' where. I'm gonna put these back with my aux beam in the aux beam box. And there you go. I wish they had sent another one in here. I don't like this hole here. But again, like I said, I'll have the heated steering wheel to go in here. I wanted to go where this one is, but Alright, so we'll go ahead and install everything back and we should be good to go. Actually, I'm going to put some of these blank stickers on these, but I'll do that off camera. Okay, so we are back in the vehicle. And then the first thing I want to do is connect the aux beam switch. Okay, so that's connected. And then find the other connectors. Where did the other one go? Connect these guys on. This one. The harness for the dimmer isn't really long enough. There you go. So it's a little struggle to get it connected, but everything's connected on. And it's pushed in. It's all nice and flush. And again, I hate this hole here. That's about it though. That's how I just again off. God dang, I should have painted it, but just kind of show you what the gaps and everything else looks like. So here's what it looks like. It sits pretty good actually. There's no really like big gaps or anything. It's just a different color. It's all looks old. There you go.